everybody. Catie here from Front Porch Nurse. Y'all know we've been talking about the invisible load. Here is the thing about the invisible load. It is not just about getting more done or feeling like you have too much to do. It also affects your health. I've done another video about that you can take a look at, but it also affects our emotions. Yes, we're freaking pissed as hell, aren't we? We got the short end of the stick when it came to the invisible load being between our aging parents and our kids, being just working and doing the household stuff and taking care of kids and trying to do our best and make sure everybody's okay. And we're not good, right? We try to manage everyone else's emotions. That's emotional labor, which is part of invisible load. We try to make sure everyone's okay, everyone's, feeling good, except ourselves. It's exhausting. What does this do to us? We don't really have the tools as Gen Xers that our kids have to process our emotions. Not surprising, right? But when we're carrying this nonstop mental checklist and to-do list, it's not just our mind, it's not just our brain that is fried. We feel invisible because nobody notices unless we screw up. We feel resentful. We're always on for everyone. We feel disconnected from our own needs, from joy. We feel guilty if we don't get it all right, and we can't get it all right. So we always feel guilty. Here is the Gen X dealio. Our parents did not. 99% of our parents did not teach us how to process our emotions in a healthy way. Suck it up. Don't cry. You'll live. Nothing in life is fair. Even religious overtones. No rest for the wicked. How many of those did you hear over and over? Probably more than one. So when that invisible load gets really heavy, instead of doing something to process that stress and get some help with it, we just hunker down. We just put our head down, get to work, we get moving, we try harder, and it's our nervous system that is suffering, which eventually leads to disease. This is not about sucking it up. This is the opposite. Spitting it out? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Well, it's not just in our head. There's a lot of research in the last 10 years that has shown that suppressing emotions keeps those stress hormones elevated, which really sucks because then we're still getting sick. We can't, we don't just compartmentalize like we imagine that we do. Bottling up those emotions actually increases inflammation in our bodies, which makes a lot of sense because for chronic disease that are autoimmune diseases, 80% of those are diagnosed in women. Yeah. The prolonged cortisol release of a stress response disrupts, it's the HPA axis, but it's our immune system defenses. So we have a higher risk for heart disease, we have autoimmune flares, anxiety, depression. And the bottom line is, so when we try to stuff those feelings down, our body will remember. And there's a book called that, Our Body Knows the Score. I forget who wrote that, but it is a book. Or The Body Knows the Score. So unprocessed emotions leads to stress response, leads to inflammation, leads to health problems. And they're the kind of health problems, chronic problems, that our healthcare system is not good at. But here is what you need to hear. You don't need to separate your emotions from your body, from your spirit. They're not going to disappear, so you don't need to ignore them. If you're feeling that stress response, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling upset, the first thing that you're going to go into a negative spiral, right? And you forget how awesome you are and how great your human body is. Body, mind, and spirit, they are all connected all the time. So there are a lot of ways to help yourself in midlife and beyond, and that is what we're going to do. We are going to purposefully set up our days and nights for the best habits and the best systems for each of us. It is not one size fits all. I made this up. My creative brain, the 802H Healthspan Method, is about living more functionally, more energetically for as long as we possibly can. You're carrying right now, you're carrying that entire, all the decades, the lifelong invisible load. You don't have to. You can set it down, even if we have to set it down one little bit at a time. This makes sense to you, if you can just feel a little bit of resonance here, like, oh, maybe I could do something different. Maybe I could have a little more energy. Maybe it's not as hard as I think. Go ahead, subscribe to my email list, link below, and stick with me here on YouTube. You can do it. We can all do it. And we need to, because nobody else is going to do it for us, Sister Christians.